Welcome to your community lesson. You've got Richard here with you today. I wondered, Richard, if you'd like to tell us a bit about who you are, what you do, and why you're here to talk to us.
Hi, thanks, Charlotte. So I'm Richard Gentry, and I work in Queen's Park, which is the lovely park, which is a little bit down the road from your school. I have worked there for 15 years, so I've probably worked there twice as long as, well, no, maybe not twice as long, depends on how old you are, but I've worked there for a very long time anyway. My job is to make sure that the park is well maintained, looked after, so I direct the staff to make sure the grass gets cut, we look after the trees, we plant any flowers, and make sure that people come along and have a good time.
Brilliant. And I know that lots of our children absolutely love coming down to the park after school. It's definitely a place where they like to hang out. So I'm sure they appreciate all the hard work that you've been putting in to keep it nice. And we definitely like the ice creams at the back of the park in the soft scoop area. It's very good. So I was just wondering how you think the park has changed, I guess, most dramatically since it began.
Well, the interesting thing about Queen's Park is that in the late 1800s, so it's been around a very, very long time, it originally used to be farmland.
Oh, okay.
So all of the houses, your school, never used to exist, and it was arable farmland. And in the late 1800s, so around about 1885, it was the site for what's called the Royal Agricultural Show. And for those of you that would have seen all the rain that we had yesterday, when we had the thunderstorms and the heavy rain and the floods, it did very similar way back then with the Royal Show, and it was a washout. So unfortunately, the success that the Victorians wanted to see from the Royal Show didn't happen. They didn't have glorious sunshine. About 2 years after the Royal Show, the City of London Corporation bought the land, and in 1887 Queen's Park was opened, and it is the same size now that it was back in 1887. Originally it didn't have the name Queen's Park. It was called the Kilburn Recreation Ground, and it was named Queen's Park after Queen Victoria. So to say the park has served the local community for well over 100 years, and since the park has developed over that time, the houses around the area have increased. What we have seen over the years are new additions to the park. So we've got the children's farm. Where the children's farm is now, that used to be greenhouses. We've got tennis courts. We've got the pitch and putt course, and where the children's playground is, that used to be called a gymnasium. So even way back when the Victorians used to enjoy the park, they still used to do outdoor exercise. So I'm sure that's what a lot of you come to do when you come into the park. You enjoy running around, exercising, and then going to grab an ice cream from behind the cafe.
They definitely do. And it's really nice that we've got such a big space where it's okay to meet other people and feel quite safe with the enclosed gates around the edge. So yeah, it's absolutely brilliant. What other questions did we want to know the answers to? How many people have to work to maintain the area?
So we've got 8 members of staff that work in the park, and we've also got 2 apprentices. So nice. those 8 members of staff work from 7 in the morning, and in the summer we're open until 9:30. So I've got staff working on a rota 7 days a week to ensure that the staff is well maintained. We've got somebody that looks after the animals, somebody that keeps the grass cut and makes sure that the pitch and putt course is well maintained. And as I said earlier on, we've also got 2 apprentices. And our apprentices are training to be gardeners. So one of them is about 12 months into his apprenticeship, and the other apprentice is about 3 months in. So they're doing very much what you're doing. They're learning about how they can look after and maintain flowers and the formal garden.
For everything. I think that's probably all the questions we've got.
That's great. Well, I look forward to seeing you in the park, and make sure when you come to the park, if you drop any litter, pick it up and put it in the bin.
It's
And
a brilliant message.
We've got 2 special bins in the park at the moment, which we're testing, and they're bins that squash the rubbish down, which means that we can get more rubbish into the bin. So if you see them, they look a bit like robots, but if you see them, pick up your rubbish and put it in the bin.
We've also got a lesson on recycling this week as part of our community week, so that's brilliant. We're definitely into picking up our rubbish. So